I'll be there for a second. Let's see. I'll fall over here. Go right here. All right. Welcome. Mobility and Core, week 7. I believe this is day, man, I'm losing
35?
it. 35? I think it's 36. I think it's 36.
36.
Ooh, it's been a long time. All right. So this is where we are trading our sessions for our Save the Children Corona Response Fund. This is our Live for Life charity drive here. So today is mobility and core. Lucas, what you got for us today?
We got it changed up a little bit from last week. We added a couple things, and then we added a little bit of wall work today for our first set of our core work. But we're going to start off with our malasana and our opener for our hips, getting into our gentle yoga. Again, we're going to need either a towel or a stick for our mobility there. Then we're going to get into our control phase, getting into some single leg knee drives. Our quad stretch, we're going to work some different openers for our ankle and our knees there. Then we're going to get down to the floor for our floor opener, our bridge to reach, our hip flow, progressing into our strength phase. This is where we're going to work our wall sit first. We're going to work some stretches in our hips with the wall sit, and then we're going to also burn it out a little bit at the end. Getting into our first set, we're going to do our straight arm plank, shoulder taps, single arm knee taps, and then we're going to work that side plank with a static hold. Then we're going to work a seated toe tap, so a little bit more of a stretch there. And then in our set 2, we got those static leg raises into flutter kicks, crossover kicks into windshield wipers, straight arm plank kick throughs, and then our step up, step downs into hollow body rolls to finish it. And then we're gonna cool it all down with some yoga today.
Perfect.
All right, we can find some space to start. We're gonna get into our hip opener, our 1 minute malasana. So bringing our feet shoulder width apart. Send into it. If we can level those arms, we want them to be parallel, get the palms to each other. Trying to control that breath. We're going in through the nose, out the mouth. Once we find that center, we can breathe in and add that rotation. Releasing once we get to our farthest point of tension, inhaling again. One more time across. Back to our midpoint, we're going to plant that left hand down, looking overhead. We're going to extend that right arm. We're going to hold for a second here. Coming back across, inhale, and reach. Again, slowly rotating across, inhale, reach. One more time on this other side. Going back. We're going to stabilize in that midpoint in our hips, extend those arms out, working those trunk rotations. Trying to get those arms across as far as possible. Keeping that midpoint stable in our hips here. Breath. Finishing it up. Bring it back to malasana. And a nice breath here. On a release, you can slowly press through. Up, you can square those feet up, walking them together. We're gonna reach those arms up overhead. Bringing that gaze above. Taking a deep breath here. We're gonna release and forward fold. Gonna hold here in our forward fold. Taking another deep breath into the nose and releasing it at the mouth. And slowly rise to tabletop. Leveling out that back, our arms and head are dangling. We can loosen up that neck a little bit. Get those shoulders rotating. And slowly let those vertebrae align. Rounding that back over. Cleaning those shoulders through in alignment. Alright, that's our Malasana. We're going to get to our gentle yoga now. We can bring it down to our knees. We're going to stretch out into our child's pose. Just sitting back. And taking a couple deep breaths here. Before we get into our side rotations, we're going to glide through. So we're going to pick those eyes up, slowly gliding through into our scorpion. Bringing that gaze to the ceiling, and taking a breath here. If we want, we can add those little bits of neck rotation here, and the extra stretch. Looking over that left shoulder first. Releasing that breath, looking over that right shoulder. We're going to sit back into that child's pose. Now we're bringing it to the side so you can slip that one arm through. Get a little bit of rotation in that little trunk. Trying to target our breath to the side of our body here. Taking one more deep breath. We're going to rotate over to the other side. Beginning that stretch out. Again, we want to be breathing in through our nose and releasing out through our mouth. Trying to target those points of tension that we feel in our body. One more deep breath here. Back to our child's pose. Again, before we thread the needle, we're going to bring that gaze up. We slowly glide through those hands in the scorpion. Looking up to the ceiling. Again, looking over that left shoulder one time. Releasing. Once we get back to our midpoint, we're going to sit back into those hips, into our child's pose. Taking one deep breath here. We're going to release, bringing those hands in a little bit. We're going to thread the needle now. So slipping that right arm, or left arm under. Looking at that lower back twist here. Trying to keep that arm plastered to the carpet or turf at home. breath here. And releasing, slowly dragging that arm out. Slipping the other arms, even out this stretch. One more deep breath. And slowly come out of it. Cat cow real quick. We're going to try and get that back arched up to the ceiling and cat. So we inhale. Tuck the chin. And then release. Round our pelvis, bring that gaze up. One more time. Getting a nice hold here in cat, and then releasing that tension. If we want, we can get a little bit more into it, get onto our fingertips here. Brings our shoulders into it more. And we're in the cat. Releasing. Got one more. Getting up in the cat. And down. Alright, we're going to work our scapula. Work real quick. Fold those wrists over. We're just going to straight arm it. We're dropping the neck. Keeping our eyes up, and we're trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. And we're out of it, pressing through. Down, shrugging again, trying to track those shoulders. And a nice squeeze here, and then we're pressing that back through to the ceiling. We got one more here, we're gonna really load it. So we're down, squeezing. Dropping everything. Really trying to squeeze those shoulder blades here this last set. And we're pressing through. We can bring those hands back to the turf. We're going to curl those toes. And press through in the downward dog. We're going to start pedaling those feet, those ankles open up a little bit more. I'm going to work a little bit of single leg work today. So we're going to start by kicking that right leg up, extending as far as we can. We're going to isolate hold here, and slowly bring it down. Pedal up that left leg now. If you're not comfortable getting to single leg, you can just keep pedaling. Isolate a hold, try to get the toe extended if we can. And slowly pulling down, control. We're going to work a little bit of a rotation here. So we're going to go up, over, opening up a little bit. And then bring it back, nice control. To that other side, we go up to the start and then we open it up. Taking a breath here and bringing it back. We're in our downward dog, getting one hold here, taking a deep breath. And slowly walk those hands up. And fold. Slowly coming up to tabletop. Taking a breath here. Rounding that back over. Cleaning those shoulders into alignment. We're going to grab our towel real quick, or a pipe if we have it at home. We got our little bit of mobility to run through for our shoulders. So again, the wider the grip, the easier it is, the closer, the harder it will be. We're prepping those shoulders now, so we're gonna work those straight arms, up and over, and back. Trying to work that full rotation in our rotators here. We don't want to hold our breath here, trying to pair that breathing with it. We inhale. Release. Inhale. Got one more. As controlled as we can be. Bringing it back. We're getting into our rotations now. We're going around the world. We drop one side, work around. That other side comes back. Trying to keep those arms straight the whole time. One more on this side. I'm going to bring it back around the other way, even it up. One more time around. Alright. We can drop our towel to the side. Concludes our little just shoulder warm up. Getting into our hips here, we're gonna work that single knee drive and hold. To start, we're just isolating those hips. We wanna get that knee all the way up to 90, so we don't wanna have that knee coming toward, we don't want that ankle coming towards our knee here. We wanna have it out, making that 90-degree angle. So we're up, we're holding. Good. Once we're stable, we're gonna work that dorsal plantar flexion in our ankle, going up and down. Trying to get those toes to the ceiling to start, then to the floor. Once we found that range of motion, we're working around the world. Trying to draw a circle with those toes. Back around the other way. Good. Engaging that other foot, making sure to keep that balance. And we're leveling that foot out. And we're down. Off to the other side, we gotta even it up. Locking that foot in, that left foot. Working that right ankle. Plantar, dorsiflex up and down. Again, once we found that range of motion, we're working those circles around the world. Coming back around the other way. Really finding that balance. Engaging our hips here. Leveling that foot back out. And we're down. Now we're gonna get into our hips, a little bit more into opener. So we're up, we're out, and back. Just finding that external rotation. Trying to keep our shoulders straight forward. 3, 4, 5, we got 8 today. 6, 7, and 8. Off to the other side. Up, nice and stable, locking it in to start. Rotate, bring it back, that's 1. 2, nice and controlled. 3, 4, we inhale. 6, 7, and 8. All right, we're gonna get into our kicks, working those knees a little bit. And that full extension, we're up. It's our last knee drive hold. Getting that full kick. 1, 2. We can point that toe at the end. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Off to the other side. And get that full extension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to get those toes pointed. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're gonna work just some simple. Before we get into our flamingo stretch the toes, we're gonna just work our single leg RDL to touchdown, getting that extension in our back leg. So we're just gonna be touching down, coming back up, and then we switch to the other foot. Touch down, come back up. So we're just working forward for that one side, touching down, levering, switching over to the other foot. 2. We can keep our eyes up, prevents us from rounding over too much. 3, 4, 5, we got 8 today, almost there. 6, trying to find that balance over that single leg. 7, we want to make sure we get a little bit of bend in our knee so we can stabilize and balance. And 8. All right, now we're gonna work for just an isolated quad stretch. We're gonna hold 1, 2, 3, and drop. Switch over, hold 1, 2, 3. Try to isolate that quad. 1, 2, 3. Once we've got comfortable here, 1, 2, 3, switching over. We're gonna try and work that little bit of single leg teeter work. So we're squaring up those hips, getting that little bit of bend. We're touching down, and then we're rotating back up. Switching over. Again, we go flamingo, get that little bit of bend in our knee. Touch down, come back up. So we're just levering forward in those hips. Keeping those eyes up. Got one more on each side. We inhale as we go down and we press through, we release. All right. Getting out of that quad stretch, and we're gonna get into our floor opener. So we're all laying down. To start, we got our knee to arm, so we drag that. We bring that right knee up and that left knee up and that left arm come together, trying to get them to touch. We're gonna hold here, keeping that extension in that opposite side of that right arm and right leg. And we're pushing through and extending that leg. We bring that left arm in, and that right arm in, and that right knee. Holding again. Really trying to put an emphasis on that reach for our opposite arm, opposite leg. Trying to get those toes and feet as far stretched as possible. And we're pressing through. And we rotate those other arms. Taking a deep breath here. Pressing through. So now we get into our eye. So we're gonna lengthen our body here. We got our feet. Our feet are staying plastered down. Just our arms, working that upper body trunk rotation. Bring it back. Inhale as we reach over. Bring it back. One more time on each side. Now we drop this arm, we slip that arm, leg, left leg back, and we reach. Grab up for those toes. And take a couple deep breaths here. Last one, slowly we come out of it. And we're reaching that arm forward, we kick that leg back around. That left arm now slips. Left leg kicks over. We pull forward. Reach for that right toe. Really trying to open up our hamstrings here. Back around, reaching with that right arm to start, getting into our eye. Again, we drag back, that left leg right leg kicks over, we reach for those toes. Hopefully able to get a little bit deeper into our stretch now that we've warmed it up. One more breath. And slowly coming out of it. Switching over to the other side. One more deep breath in. Slowly drop back to the floor. Press out of that. We're going to get into our bridge to reach, so we can actually get onto our back now. Again, going into our bridge, get into our shoulders. We're going to try and keep those hips down. Our work is as we press through and reach, we clean those shoulders up, trying to get that cross body extension as far as possible. We hold for a second, and we're back. That's one. Two. Three, pairing that breath, we inhale. 4. 5. 6, really drive into those heels. 7. 8. 10, almost there. 11. We're going up to 16. 12. On our last two, we're going to isolate and hold. 13. 14. So for these last two here, we're going to hold for 5 seconds. We're up and we're holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming across. Last one, getting that hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming down. We can bring our knees to our chest and roll out that lower back. Rewarding ourselves for the work we just put in. The end of that tension we might have just built up. Rolling forward, we got our last little hip opener. We're gonna run through our hip flow real quick. Again, starting with those flip-flop 90s. If we want, we can sit back before we have to sit forward. Just to work those hips and prep them. Kind of just flip over. Compare that breathing. First part we inhale, second part we release. Once you feel comfortable with your flip-flops, we can lean forward. Try and stop using our hands, just work that flip-flop progression. Nice and controlled. And once we're comfortable there, we're going to clean through into our flow. Just cleaning through. Working our clock. Getting up nice and controlled, nice and stable. Coming down nice and controlled. Flipping over. Back across. Again, once we lock that maneuver in, we're ready to progress from there. We can get up, slip that leg into our low lunge. Work it back, as controlled as we can. We want to sit down, flop it over, clean it through, and slip that leg. Finishing again in low lunge. Roll it back, flopping over. Clean it through. Low lunge. And nice and controlled. Sit down. Flop over. One more time on each side, finishing strong. Down, recenter ourselves. We're going to grab a quick water before we get into our wall sits. That concludes our core. All right, so once we've all rehydrated, we're gonna make our way over to the wall. That's a Broadway. That's good.
All right.
Alright, so we're going to start with our prep. We just got an isolated hold. We're sitting on our wall. Again, we're always checking those 90s. We got that 90-degree angle in our knees here. We're leveled out. We can feel that. Our legs should be just leveled out. We're holding. Really trying to engage our glutes here. Our whole leg is our trunk, our stability system. So we're going to strengthen it before we get into our core work. Almost there. And we're pressing through. Giving those legs a little bit of a breather here. We're gonna get a little bit more active now. We're gonna work our single leg reach. Then we're gonna work our single leg kick after. First with our reach, we're gonna sit down. How this works is we're in the chair. We're gonna reach out, come back. Reach out, come back. We're reaching out with that one leg. Try and come back with that other leg. So we stabilize, lock it in. Work. Halfway there. Nice and stable here. One more on each side. And we're pressing through again. Alright, we just worked our outer reach. Now we're going to work our kicks with hold. So again, we're down. We're going to isolate that single leg movement. So we're kicking out and holding. Gotta hold. Try and get that toe pointed if we can. And we're down. Switching over to that other side. And we're down. Kicking out. Down. Looking at single leg kick with isolation here. Good stuff. And we're down. Down. One more on each side, really isolating it here. Lowering. Down. Pressing through. Again, catching our breath. We got our kick to open now. So how this one's gonna work is we're gonna work our kick. Locked in, we lock our upper body in first, we kick out, then we externally rotate a little bit, bring it back. Kick out. We're trying to open that palm of our foot to the ceiling and bring it back. And that little extra rotation in our hip here. One more on each side. Last one, finishing strong. Again, we're pressing through. Alright, we've hit our upper body legs a lot. Now we're going to get into our calves a little bit. So again, we're down. Locking that back in. We're going to get under those toes. Trying to drive through that floor. Really getting that that ankle activation here into our calves. We should be feeling that burn in our calves, even into our quads too. Almost there. Controlling that breathing. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level on those feet, pressing through. Alright, we got one more. Our finisher, we got our kicks active. So we're not single leg stability anymore. Just isolating it, we're gonna be all active. So we're working that kick through, and we're down. Just working those kicks. Switching from leg to leg. And we're working, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's halfway, 11, 12, 13, 14, making sure to keep that lower back plaster, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Pressing through. We're gonna grab a quick water. That concludes our wall workout. Make sure to rehydrate. Only back person forward.
Sacre bleu. Yeah.
I haven't done a leg workout in a minute.
Absolutely.
All right, making our way back. We got our first round of core. We're gonna start off with some straight arm planks, really just prep our upper body, get it tuned in with our lower body that's been worked a lot already. So to start, we just got our straight arm plank. Trying to keep those eyes up if you can. Alright. So again, we're trying to keep those eyes up. Locked out here. We can provide our body with oxygen when we're working, it's better. Taking easy breaths. Almost there. Pushing yourself. If you have to modify at home, you can go down to your knees. And we're down, we can drop those knees. So now we've prepped and warmed up a little bit. We're gonna get into our shoulder taps and planks. So we're working those isolation single arms. Again, we're gonna be on my tempo, slowing it down at the end. So we're up for straight arm and we're working that single arm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, trying to keep those eyes up, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, we're almost there, 14, 15, this is where the tempo starts to slow down, 16, really working that single arm stability, 17, 18, we're as slow as possible here in these last two, 19, and 20. Coming down. And coming to our knees, taking a breather. We're getting into our knee taps next. So this will be progression, we're gonna work. We got our single arm, so we get a little bit wider stance in our legs. So we come forward with that knee and we tap. That's 1. Come forward with the other knee and tap. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Coming out of it. Alright, we got our single arm side planks for static hold. So again, we're here, Reaching up overhead, looking above. We want to make sure that shoulders right above under our arm. We're holding, trying to engage those side obliques. Working on our balance and stability. Almost there, pushing yourself. And we're slowly transitioning to that other side. No breather here. The wider stance that we have in our feet, the easier it will be for us to stabilize. Again, I like to bring my eyes up to the ceiling. That full extension. Almost there, pushing yourself. Slowly come back down. You drop those knees. We're done with our side static holds. We're gonna sit into our chairs. We got a little bit of an active stretch here. Targeting those lower inside obliques. So we're sitting into our chair. We're gonna arm extension overhead. We're going opposite foot to hand. That's 1, 2, 3. Trying to keep that one arm that isn't touching down extended. 4, 5. We get that raise in that opposite leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, and that concludes our first set. Again, we can rehydrate real quick. We're gonna make our way back. Finish with our last set of core. Alright, once we've all rehydrated, we got our second set. We're gonna be on our back now. We're working a leg raise with a static hold to start, just to prime and prep our abdomen, and then we're gonna work into some flutter kicks. So we're on our bed, we're getting those toes up. And we're holding. We've reached our halfway point. Now we're adding those flutter kicks in. We're activating it, kicking across. Trying to get those toes pointed if we can. Almost there. Trying to speed up those kicks if we can. Nice and controlled though. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down. We got a little breather here. We're working our crossovers next. So again, we're gonna be up, isolating, and holding, and then when I say we're working, we're crossing it over. But to start, we're isolated, and we're holding. And we're at our point where we're working, crossing it over. Halfway there, pushing yourself, trying to get that full extension. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're down. Again, taking a breather. We can drop those hips, bring those knees up. We can drop those hips to one side, warning ourselves, giving us a little bit of lower body T-spine stretch. Other side. And taking one more deep breath here. We got our windshield wipers. We're getting a little bit higher up into our hips. We got our legs up to the ceiling. We're gonna bring those arms up to the side. We're dropping as far as we can comfortably. So if we have to here, we don't get that full extension in our legs, and we can just go knees down to our 90, just working those hips until we're comfortable to get that full extension. And we're working 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, trying to point those toes if we can. 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 4 more, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good work, slowly lowering those legs. We're gonna get a full body stretch here, trying to stretch those arms out as far as possible, getting those toes as far as possible. Taking a couple breaths. Form slowly. Making our way up. Alright, we got our kick throughs now. How our kick throughs work is we're gonna do straight arm planks. We're gonna do our straight arm and we kick through with the opposite leg. So that's 1. Then we kick through to the opposite side. 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we want, we can just bring our knee. If we don't feel comfortable getting that full kick, same thing as last time. 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. And we're down. We got our step up, step down plank now. Really burning it out. We got 2 more sets. Pushing it for these last 2. We're stepping up. When we step back down, that's 1. Up, down, trying to get those knees as high as we can. Toes as close to our chest as possible. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there. 8, 9, last one, 10. We can flatten out to our stomach here. We're gonna be working that hollow body, so we're up. So we got our toes off, getting our whole posterior side of our body activated. We're gonna roll over, trying to keep our arms and hips up the whole time, finishing in hollow body. And cross. That's 1. 2. Really engaging that core. 3. Try to keep our shoulders off the turf. Our knees off the turf as well. 4. 5. 6. Keeping those eyes up. 7. If we can't work the roll, we can just work the isolated hollow body hold. Like this. And 8. Just trying to keep our toes and arms up. Last 2. 9, finishing strong, and 10. All right, we're gonna progress right into our cool down now. Same into our child's pose. We're rewarding ourselves for all the work we just put in. We're taking deep breaths. We're gonna add a little bit of shimmy here. Getting into our shoulders a little bit more in child's pose. Just feeling it out, trying to loosen up any tension we might have built up. We're going to open those knees up. We're going to get those hips all the way open up in the frog. Really, this will help us with our opener from Alasana. And get that full extension if we can in our hands here. Works our shoulders a little bit. We're getting into our shoulders a little bit more. We're going to get onto those fingertips in frog. Keeping those eyes up if we can. Taking easy breaths, reward our body. We're taking one more breath here. Trying to let those hips sink as close as they can to the floor. Flatten those hands. Walking those knees back into child's pose. Again, we're going to bring that gaze up. Glide through those hands in scorpion. And then here, same thing as when we were in child's pose, we're going to add that little bit of shimmy. Keeping those eyes up, just working those shoulders. We can add that little bit of neck rotation in and shimmy as well. Dropping that neck to the side that we shimmy to, getting that full extension across. And we can drop our head, we're going to let this head hang now. Working with just, our head should just be hanging, we're just going to swivel back and forth. Trying to open up that posterior side of our neck now. Bringing our gaze back up. We're sitting in the child's pose. Taking a breath here. We're really trying to center that breath again. Body, just relax down to its comfort zone and curl those toes and press through in the downward dog. Holding here in downward dog, we're trying to take a breath here, really trying to strengthen our downward dog. Walking those hands up, nice and easy. And forward. Again, we're going to slowly come to tabletop. And hang here. Really open up that neck here in tabletop. You can rotate those arms and those shoulders. Kind of loosen up our upper body here as well. Just getting any bit of knots that we might have built up out. Again, we're going to round that back now. Vertebrae aligned, cleaning those shoulders. Namaste. That concludes our mobility for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Good session. It's a good workout. I feel mobile with a strong core. I even put up a little sweat there. I like that. Thank you for those who's tuning in. Tomorrow, strength and conditioning with Danny, 5:30. Make sure you tune in. Thursday, Pilates will be back. Tune into that with Sharon Porter. And I'll be running strength and conditioning with you guys on Friday, 5:30 in the morning. So good job, those who stuck through. And those who tune in later, good job as well. Have a blessed day. And